Okay. Um, so now what I'm talking about here is that they will take these women up on these networks and they will do a lot of like nasty things to them or try to force them into situations, and they also try to degrade them and sort of devalue their qualities. And simultaneously they will have like scientists, kind of like terrorist bioengineers and scientists, geneticists, sitting off to the side, and they will try to bribe them and control them. And if they can't bribe them and control them, then they will start trying. They'll do little vindictive things to like pick at them. So they'll go through these networks, and then they'll talk a bunch of crap on them. They'll try to say like, oh hey, well you don't have anyone at your defense. It's always about doing this divide and conquer type of thing. And if they can't accomplish that, then they'll start threatening people's lives. And it's all like a fear-based, like R complex sort of disposition they're operating from, where it's everything is about fear. They want you to feel fear, but they also are extremely fearful themselves because they know how quickly they're squashed. It's kind of like how like little lizards are when you notice them like in any sunny in any of these environments that they are found in. They're very skittish, and that's exactly how these guys are. They're very like watchful, and they're very skittish about everything. Um, and they, at a moment's notice, they will flip out on you, and they'll just go and they'll try and do things to you like they've tried to do to me. They try to damage my brain in certain parts of it on a quantum level, on a subatomic level, which they think are the localities for my psychic aptitudes. I will talk more about this and like how these experiences have been for me, but I do have to. I'm kind of explaining things as they come to me as well, because they're trying to control my intelligence simultaneously. So these explanations, sometimes it will be very forthright and very concise, and other times it will seem as if I am incapable of talking in a sequence without a constant interruptions. And so you kind of notice this, but I'm doing it real time as examples for you, so that you get a sense of like what I'm going through and like what is actually happening. Now what what might kind of push people away, what might push people away is that I'm standing in the middle of society doing this. I'm right outside a Starbucks. I'm right outside like a Sprouts. I'm in the middle of a shopping center, and I'm still being attacked constantly. I'll sit inside of a coffee shop, and they'll tap into my brain via the nanotech on this network that my brain is tapped into. They'll open me up, and they'll talk to me, and they'll try to act as if they're my friends, and other times they will just harass me constantly and try to do a bunch of things to me that are destructive. So yeah, deleterious. They'll make offerings towards me. They're always trying to. Well, one thing that they're doing is they're gaslighting and they're love bombing, and they're constantly trying to get my favor, but at the same time they're also threatening me, and then they're not able to maintain composure. So these are some signs, some key red flags that I'm experiencing as a testimonial and a witness. Even if it be auditory, and the visual part of it is sort of a separate experience, and sometimes it is in unison. So just know this as well. There are separate times where it's mostly auditory and not visual, and then other times where it's visual and auditory. But I do have plenty of clear-cut examples as to how these things have come about that would give you a good explanation as to why I do feel this way and why I do think it's not a bout of schizophrenia. I think that's a very short-sighted and rather dismissive position to take on this. So in any case, they are grabbing women. They are doing this. They're activating women in the public, and they've done this to people that are in my that I went to high school with, and they will go and activate them. They'll even cause me to like yawn a lot too. Like I'm not tired. All of a sudden, when I start like shooting these videos, suddenly, out of nowhere, I'll start getting tired, or my throat will get super dry, just randomly. Whereas throughout the rest of the day, it was not like that. Or all of a sudden, I'll just have a ton of phlegm just like a second ago, I had a ton of phlegm and it was coming out my throat. Then it just suddenly disappeared. It's because they're fucking with my body with nanotech, and they're experimenting on people, and they should not be doing this. And so that is why I've said some of the things that I've said, which seem extreme, but in actuality, to me, and I think I'm going to end up convincing you on this, are entirely logical. So these are the types of people that we need to weed out of society because they're too detrimental towards everyone else. So they need to be. They need to be put in prison, but most importantly, they need to be put to the death sentence or capital punishment. That is my forthright belief in this, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they mistreat women. They bring them up on these networks. They will do a lot of really nasty things to them. They'll like try to shove the taste of shit in their mouth, or they'll just try to shove the taste of like they'll try to force the taste of like a rotting like a cadaver into their mouth. They'll threaten them with bioweapons. They'll threaten them with nanites. They'll threaten to dissolve their brains. They'll threaten to sterilize them, like they've done to me. They've threatened to sterilize me quite a number of times, and they've tried to sterilize me a number of times because I won't give them my genes. And I think it has to do with my like my genetic. Like I'm a very like solid genetic background, and I kind of like hit the jackpot. I do feel genetically. And it's not like a bragging thing. It's more like I'm speaking of this technically to you and directly because I'm trying to describe some of the things they've talked about and why they're trying to do what they're trying to do to me, or what they have like done to me, and what they've tried to do to other people because of this. Another person they've harassed almost incessantly is Daisy Isabel Jazz Ridley, who plays Rey in the Star Wars movies like Force Awakens and so on and so forth. I've been there as like a witness and testimonial for her that they have harassed her. They've tried to subject her to the same entrainment methods. They try to put her inside of things they call a video game, basically where they use an AI on you and they try to trap you inside of like a system, and you get stuck in the system in your mind, and it plays out a bunch of like algorithms and a bunch of AI simulations on you, and they try to guide you down a certain path to force you down this certain path, and then you get stuck in like a programming, but a human doesn't have to do it. So they just sit back and they put these AIs on people, and they try to force their ideals on them. And what they'll do is they'll put the AI on them, and then they'll tap into them over the network, and at the same time they will they'll try to influence their mind, and gradually it's like they'll milk your glands to force you into a state of having a constant excess of catecholamines in your blood, or where you're releasing these things to an abnormal degree, and then simultaneously they'll attack you with a mutagen, and then they'll force a bunch of negativity in your head, so you're stressed out by hearing constant negativity, and so you're releasing those. It's like a multiplicative of negative effects, multiplicative and negative effect string being enacted on you, and it's really hard to recover. They'll attack you at night when you sleep. They'll tap in your head and they'll talk to you when you're sleeping. They do different sequences for different times of the day sometimes, or they'll switch it up, or they'll randomize it. Sometimes they'll put one team on you and it'll be 3 or 4 people. Sometimes they'll put 15 people on you, and you'll just hear a bunch of voices in your head, and then they'll do this thing where like they'll mention something to you, and if you disagree with them, they'll immediately try to shove the taste of shit in your mouth, or piss. Like they've tried to put the taste of piss in my mouth, and they'll emulate it via nerve stimulation, and then they'll at the same time try to fuck you. Or they'll try to like I'm heterosexual and I'm monogamous, and they'll try to force me into a situation where a guy is like trying to have sex with me, or they're trying to claim that I'm trying to like have sex with like a child or something, or a fucking man, or like some other thing like a cantaloupe, or a fucking wall, or a blanket, or all kinds of random fucking things that don't have anything to do with anything. So this is kind of some of the stuff that they do to like fuck with people's heads, to like try to break them down, and this is what it's all about, is breaking a person down.